Hey, Spuddies, Potato Whiskey here, and welcome to the Rollercoaster Tycoon Challenging Park exclusive Patreon series. The only publicly released video right now is Forest Frontiers, and we're going to go ahead and probably release either Trinity Islands or Katy Streamland, depends on which one you're looking at, probably Trinity Islands. But we've been making our way through Rollercoaster Tycoon, which has been super exciting. If you do want to check out the rest of this series, all you got to do is subscribe to Patreon, €3 a month, $3 a month, whatever your currency is a month, and you can watch this entire series. I fully plan to finish the game because I've been having an absolute blast playing it, and I never finished it as a kid, so I kind of want to. In terms of research, we're going to go to maximum funding, and I think if I take a look at this park, I don't know if we can buy land. Yeah, I don't think we can buy land, so I don't know if roller coasters are going to be very useful here. There is like a little bit of water over here that we could make use of. I think it would be good if I were to build little reminder walls above some of these things. I'm thinking I will build like a little reminder wall here, so I know that that's roughly where the lake ends, and then I'll know here that's where the lake ends on this side, right? I'm probably going to do a little bit of that kind of stuff to make sure that I can see where my park's land ends, because without transparent water it can be a little bit harder to tell because it's technically like a level down. But I think we're probably going to not focus on roller coasters. We're probably going to focus on things like transport rides. Well, you know, I'm going to say gentle rides and thrill rides for now, because there's a decent chunk of land over here that we can use. And I might as well add in water rides. This is going to be the focus for now. I've been doing a lot of terraforming and spamming the same rides over and over. I'm going to try to avoid doing that. That's going to be something I wish to avoid. Although terraforming is very powerful. Like if I were to just terraform this whole park slowly over time, it would make my life a lot easier. So there probably will be some terraforming, but I would like to preserve the look and feel of the park as it is, because it's a nice park. It's cutesy. I also want to focus more on decorations. I haven't focused quite as much on decorations in my previous runs. I do want to be able to see through vegetation because it just makes my life easier. Let's go ahead and open the park. I'm going to say it's $5 to get in, and we'll start building some gentle rides. I think the merry-go-round is the classic. You can't, like, every park needs a merry-go-round. I know I said I wouldn't do any terraforming, but it would honestly make my life a lot easier if I did just a little bit of like bringing this all down slightly. It is slightly expensive to do this. Oh yeah, we're going to take out a full maximum loan because that's going to tell us what we have to play with in terms of finances. I'm going to clear out this path a little bit. I'm going to make the park a little bit friendlier for construction. I'm going to try not to raise land. I'm okay with like lowering land to make it just a little bit more workable. Let's make sure we use the nice brown path, and we will do this. I'm going to go ahead and delete this chunk of road here because I don't want people leaving these islands. People can wander along, but I don't want them to leave this main island until I've finished building here. Something that I think is going to be super reasonable for me to do is to put a merry-go-round out over the water, maybe like here, because we need to make use of the land space, right? And I want it to be up a tile. I'll put it there. And I think it would be nice to have the entrance here, and I'll put the exit there. I'll give this like a decent entrance. I'm going to make it extremely cheap, like 20 cents to get on this. We'll lower the number of rotations slightly, and we'll go ahead and just open it. So that will start to attract people in. That's going to be the starting ride. I think I will lower the rotations even more. I'll lower it down to 7, and then I will add some scenery around this. We can prettyify it. We can add a little bit of hedging to make it like that a little bit nicer. And the reason I'm doing this is because if I open this and you look at the excitement rating, as I place decorations, walls are really inefficient for this, but as I place decorations, the people's opinion of this should get better. Let's have a look. What kind of decoration can I pop down here? I think an elephant on a balloon, and then I think I'm going to go ahead and switch this little chunk of fence right there with this kind of open fence so you can see the elephant on the balloon. And you can see it's up to 0.97, right? It's not a huge, fantastic amount. I'm also going to set the minimum waiting time to no minimum waiting time. So if you get a full load, you get a full load. No big deal. A slight increase to the park's quality. And then the idea is, while you're on the merry-go-round, you have a chance to see the spinner. So I think the entrance for the spinner here, the exit there. And we'll just do a nice back and forth lovely path. And then these are side by side. I'll say this should be like 40 cents, right? That's fine. 40 cents. People are paying for the entrance to the park, so I don't want them to pay a whole lot to get on these rides. We also do need to make sure that we make an appropriate exit here. And then to slightly make the park just a smidge more efficient, you put a no entry sign there and then a couple of chairs after it, just in case anyone's feeling sick. And that will improve the mood of the people. And people will sit here and they'll watch. In terms of rotations, this has a pretty long queue, so I'm going to lower the rotations. Oh, I can't. I can only increase them. Well, 9 is perfect. That'll keep people happy. It has a slightly better excitement, intensity, and nausea rating. And we can further improve this by continuing, right? Like, so like if I open this up and we look at this rating, and the great thing is because these are now adjacent to each other, as I place these like little hedge pieces, what is it, 1.76 right now? It will go up very, very slowly. And so we can make it a little bit more exciting with like a big stone giraffe. Boom. There's a 0.1 of exciting rating. You don't get much out of it, don't get me wrong. But you know, a few stone animals, a little balloon, and we got it up to 0.18. And here's the thing, all these decorations are helping both of these rides. And you know, it looks a little bit more appropriate for this park, right? To have this kind of a ride setup. Quite happy with that. Now, in terms of building out further, oh hey, we just got canoes for the boat hire. We will be building a boat hire probably in this like little cul-de-sac of water here. There'll probably be a few boat hires at this park, in all honesty, because it's a good candidate park for it. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just try to like lower this whole area down to a relatively flat zone. I'm not going to try and like raise water or completely flatten this, but just flattening it out a little bit should let me do this. People are paying for entrance. Like we are making a very, very slight amount of money, which is good. It's what we want. We do need to keep building more things. So let's go ahead. I think a haunted house is like a classic early game ride. So I think if I place it like here, I can place the entrance there and the exit here. And my thought with the exit is that we can use the exit as part of a way to make a pathing loop that goes to the edge of the park. For some reason, the Getz pathfinding algorithm really likes the loops. So I think it just makes the park a little bit more navigatable for guests. And then we can do this, right? We make a nice little squirrely thing. And I'm going to say it's 30 cents to get onto the haunted house, right? What are thoughts? Park is really clean and tidy. That's great. So we're going to go ahead and open this. No wait time. Let's turn off wait time so it goes a little quicker. The only thing we care about is getting people in and through and on. And the great thing here is this actually leaves like some really nice places for like shops to go. Like I could go right there. Okay, let's do a no entry sign there. How could we make this feel a little bit spookier? You know, I think the way to make a haunted house feel spookier is to just put like kind of spooky odd trees around it. So like maybe one of these, like there, and then oh yeah, like this. This is increasing the haunted aesthetic quite a bit. Maybe we could change the path type around the haunted house. Yeah, like this gravelly path feels quite haunted. Now look, it's not perfect, but it kind of captures the vibe we want. So I'm quite happy with that. And you know, we're getting people in, and I think with a third ride, I think we could easily go up to like €8 entrance fee. That's what people are willing to pay to get in now. And as every time we build a ride, we should increase the entrance fee up towards the cap. So let's go ahead and lower this. I'm also going to do a little bit of terraforming because I want to build that water ride right now. I know I said I wasn't going to do much in the way of terraforming, but I actually am. So I want to bring the water up to here. So we've got like a general flat area for where we could put the boat hire thing. And I'm going to use these kind of fences, place it all around the water hire area so that people know like, oh, okay. So like you can get onto a boat, but you can't go beyond this point. You know what I'm saying? So I think what we're going to do is grab the little boat thing and we're going to build a generally custom design. So I think we'll start here and we'll just go the full length of this zone and then we'll turn. I'm going to try to leave room for decorations in between bits and bobs of the park. I'm just trying to make what seems like a pretty reasonable, potentially cute boat hire. It's not going to be the most exciting or special ride. It'll form part of the park. It'll be part of the park's history, right? This is the boat hire. It's one of the reasons people will come. So I'm thinking entrance and exit near here. The exit should be fairly straightforward. I would like for the boat hire, I kind of like the idea of just like the brown dirt path. That seems fine. Now for the entrance, that's going to be a slightly more complicated thing. I think what we want, entrance will come along here like this. Then we're going to open this. I'm going to say no minimum waiting time. Ideally wait for a full load so we always get 2 people. Bumper boats has a 30% excitement boost. Then we've got canoes, which is just 2 passengers. We've got rowing boats, water tricycles. So I think we're going to go with the bumper boats because they're a little bit more exciting. We're going to wait for the full load. And in terms of colors, I think I would prefer like a red and yellow aesthetic that kind of stands out a little bit better, like the merry-go-round kind of feels the vibe of my park a little bit better. We'll open that now. Hopefully people will like it. It seems like people are willing to pay €1. I'm going to just bump that down to like 50 cents. And we're slowly building up the park. Now, I think I would like to increase the value of this ride. I don't think you can actually test it, but I'd like to increase the value of this ride by placing decorations, but I think I want people to go on it first. But like, I'm liking how this park is starting to look already. I think there's actually a really nice zone over here where one of those car hire things could go. Let me go ahead and just measure out the width of the park. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be plenty of room for one of these like little car rides. We could squeeze one in here pretty easily. However, I think the way I want to do it is to start the entrance down here and have it like looping around and stuff. So I want to do station platform and I want it to point this way. And I think this is actually perfect. This gets me an extra space because I can put the entrance and exit here. Oh yeah, this is huge. Actually, if I start it here, I can make it super giga long. And then if I start at the back here and go backward, now we've got a potential zone for a ride. You know what I'm saying? Like this whole section here can be car, and it's going to be a sick as hell car too. So let's go ahead and start with the front. I think an obvious thing to do here would be to do a little bit of terraforming just so I can squeeze out one more station piece. Boom. Follow the curvature of the path, go down into the water. You got to have a dip. We do a little loopy loop. We start making our way up. We come around like this. We loop over on top of the track. We come back down to level alongside the station. Loopy loopy loop. Yeah, we do a little banked turn. And then you zip down into the spinning tunnels. You zip up, you straighten, spinning tunnel. Boom. You zip up, straighten, spinning tunnel. I don't know how important the spinning tunnels are, but now I want to go as high as I can and then all the way back down. Looks like we just got access to the Ferris wheel, which is fantastic. Probably the first time anyone who plays Rollercoaster Tycoon has ever said that. And then I want you to go through a confusing spinning tunnel of mystery. Oh, where will it end? Only the creator knows. The mysterious ride designer, George the Spinner. God, I love this. I know I'm spending like an absolutely outrageous amount of money on what is like a mediocre ride. I super do not care. And then just a variety of spinning tunnels as you make your way to the end to disorient people. I think this is a fun and cute little car ride. I would totally be down to go on this. And I think that's the goal when you're making a park, is to try to make something you would have gotten on as a kid. You know what I'm saying? So I want the entrance here and the exit here. Ooh, that's not going to work. I need to edit where the exit goes. The exit needs to go one space down because you want people to get on and off really quick. And I like the idea of using the kind of blue tarmac-y type style. So now we've got a nice entrance for this. I think I would like to change the color scheme. The kind of brown color scheme is not working for me. It has a nice bright yellow. What about a brighter yellow? Oh yeah, that's garish. What if this was yellow and this was white? Gray? What if this was gray? Grau. Green? Green. Ooh, green kind of works. It's too dark. What if I could go for a brighter green?
3 hours later.
Yeah, now we're talking. Let's set the price to 40 cents, okay? And look, people stop and watch this ride, which is kick ass. So I want you to wait for a full load. No minimum waiting time. Oh shoot, I need to close the ride because I need to choose the type of car. So the sports cars are the best ones. We'll open it. I might sit through and like change all the colors at some point, but yeah, here we go. No minimum waiting time. Do wait for a full load. Perfect. Now we do also have a Ferris wheel, and I think there's actually a really nice spot for a Ferris wheel in here on the water. I think that actually super fits with the rest of my park. Like if it's in here raised, that just actually fits with the rest of my park in a really nice way. I'm gonna do one rotation forward/back. Ferris wheel, in my opinion, is not a very important ride, so it's going to have a pretty short path in. I'm going to try to raise my price up to €10 now. I totally fucked this up. It's the wrong way around. The cars should start this way. Oh no! Can we fix this? Hold on. Maybe I can fix this. Let's see what we can do, okay? I have an idea. We did just get the information kiosk. So what if I build the station coming from this direction? I don't know if this will work, but at this point I'm willing to try anything because this would be a nightmare to rebuild. Simulating. It crashes. Okay, well, we need the station to go this way. That is just necessary. I think there is a way to fix this. What if we could loop onto this piece of the track here? I've created a crisis. Oh God.
2,000 years later.
We had to simplify the design a little bit to fix it, but I think it's working now. Note to self, make sure you get the right way around. So we're testing. I think it works. I'm just going to leave that in test mode for a little while we work on things. Let's up the price by €1. How's our finances? So if we take ride running costs, landscaping, what are people thinking about my park? A new ride is being built. Okay, so people like to sit there and watch it. I'm hungry. Okay, so people are hungry, which means we need to start offering them ways to sate their hunger. I'm going to put an information kiosk here. The obvious thing to do is to set the umbrella price to 20, right? That is just the natural price. I'm going to set the same price throughout the park. I also like to set the park maps for €2 now. I think €2 is a good price. If people are happy, they'll buy them. If they need them, they'll buy them. Let's go ahead and open that. I think an ice cream stall here For people, we'll set the price to €2. That seems reasonable. A drink stall will do the same thing, about €2. Should be fine. Same price throughout the park. Make sure that it's open. And while these won't be very profitable right now, they will be profitable in the long run. We're also going to make sure we put a toilet here. Always charge 10 cents. This is a fairly long ride. It's probably a good idea to have a toilet at the exit because people are going to be getting off this needing to go to the bathroom. So what's the results like yet? Okay, we're almost getting through it. It's a pretty long ride. It's got decent altitude changes. Oh, we got the spiral slide. We'll be able to build that soon. We're up to 200 guests, which ain't bad. What's our park rating? Park rating is nice and high. People are happy. So what's the excitement rating of this ride? Is that 2.75 actually? It's pretty good. So what I wanted to do was to put some actual water features around. And you could see the excitement rating is going up 2.77, 2. Just add a few little water features to kind of just, bump it up just a little smidge. Some nice water features, some bulrushes, make it a little bit more exciting. Bulrushes. It also generally makes it cuter and nicer. I do like the idea of the water features, and people walking by can get a little sprinkling too. Yeah, this feels exciting and fun. All right, so what are we looking at excitement wise? We're looking at 3.38. I'm going to call that an opener. I'm going to open that up, 40 cents to get on. People are going to like this one. And I think we're going to do something similar, right? There's going to be like a little bit of sprinklage. And what was the excitement of this car thing? The excitement was 3.41. Is adding sprinklers actually improving the excitement? It isn't. Okay. Oh, it was. It was improving it slightly. So towards the end, you get sprinkled the hell on. And I guess that's fine. Just a little bit of water, we phoned it in a little bit with some of this stuff. One thing I definitely want to do is always put a no entry sign here. It's not critical. Here's the thing about the no entry signs. Not critical. It does make your park ever so slightly more efficient for people walking around. Also, it's good to put park benches outside of exits because sometimes people are getting off rides, in particular things like the Ferris wheel. Honestly, that should have a toilet right outside the exit because people getting off that are going to need to pee. We're starting to build a very, very nice park. It's very dense. This is something I like about the park that we're designing right now is it's very densely built and there's a lot going on there. There's not a lot of loops, which is bad for guest pathfinding, but it's fine. We are looking down the barrel of a storm. I think a second kiosk could be valuable. And I'm also thinking of making a loop around here for our lovely guests who we love very much to be able to go on a spiral slide. So yeah, I'm thinking like a spiral slide out here somewhere, like maybe right up to the edge of the park. Well, no, we want people to be able to walk around it and enjoy it. I'm thinking something like this. Yeah, that should be fine. And then a couple little exit signs. Oh yeah, it's thundery. So people are buying the umbrellas and the maps, which is good news. We place a little exit sign here so people don't leave. We'll put a couple benches. Probably good to put a few bins around. Bins on slopes, by the way, are actually like the pro move. Yeah, people don't like to go on twists while it's raining. What do people think about this thing? Oh, they don't want to go on it while it's raining. That's fair, honestly. Totally reasonable. I think this can be a 20-cent ride. I think 150 is a little much. I'm going to go ahead and bump up the price to 15. I think I'm offering a park that's worth €15 now. You know what I mean? This is a €15 park. Let's go ahead and open this. I think max people on the ride is however many. You get one slide per admission. It's 20 cents a ride. People go for a little slide. They have a good time. I would call this pretty good for an entrance. We've got a nice little area for people to come in. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different rides, a couple of shops, a couple of stalls, a few different places you can buy things. I think it is time that we hire a handyman, we hire a mechanic, we hire a security guard, and we hire a pair of entertainers. Just one security guard, I think, is all you need. Honestly, entertainers are more efficient than security guards, but I always feel like I need at least one just to kind of fit the feel of the park. I'm going to set the maintenance to every 10 minutes on every ride, purely so these mechanics are busy, because it should, in theory, lead to these rides being better maintained, which means they'll lose park value slower, because I believe the reliability of a ride can dictate its park value. So I just want my rides, really, when it comes to like their price, I just want them to cover their running costs. That's really all I'm looking for. Once they're covering their running costs, I'm making a very, very slow profit, which makes me happy. That is all that is necessary. So people think my park maps are a little expensive. Happier guests will probably pay that price, so I'm gonna just grab myself a couple of extra entertainers. I think I will allow myself to maybe build more boat hires, just because they're kind of a cute little ride that they don't take up much room and they do the job. Let's have a look at this next island. So if I go into terraforming mode, I kind of feel like this is like a prime location for a potential chairlift across. So I'm going to put that there to remind myself that that's a chairlift that's got to connect these two islands. So that way you can get to the end of the park via a free chairlift, which also gets you closer to the exit of the park. And transport rides are actually really useful. Twist One has broken down all already. Incredible stuff. Let's get a second mechanic to keep up with maintenance. So if we take a moment to look at profitability here, taking out general costs of construction and all that sort of stuff, I would say that we look profitable. So here's a question. What do I want to do on this island? Let's go ahead and make transparent vegetation. I think I'm going to add a no entry sign here so that I can do a little bit of, like, I say little bit, I'm going to do some major reconstruction in this area. I'm going to do some reworking, retooling. So we'll just wait for people to leave this area, but we could start planning things. So I think this island is a little bit too uneven in scope, so I would like to terraform it just a little bit to make it smoother. So we're just gonna knock off the top layer, and we may also knock off another layer or two. We may bring this area up like so. And I think going up to a slightly higher level in this area is actually fine. I think bringing this down an extra level would be good. So let's do that. Then do we want to bring these up? That's a real question that I have to ask. Well, first of all, let's go ahead and delete this path because it is actually worth some money. I think terraforming this island down another level is the play here rather than terraforming up. Oh, we have the pirate ship. I will definitely be building that, but I'm probably going to build it over in this new area that I'm designing. Yeah, this feels like a nice island now that I can actually do some reasonable construction on. I can totally see myself building something useful here. Had I thought about this water ride, I would have moved it this way one tile, but I didn't really think about that. Now, in terms of our goal, 750 guests in a park by the end of year 3. I mean, it's the end of year 1 and we're like halfway to that goal. So this isn't a particularly difficult mission. So what do I want to actually do with this island? Well, I definitely feel like a pirate ship over here would be exciting. And I like the idea of it like swinging out over this boat ride at least a little bit. So I'm going to build it slightly up. You could see many things from it, but also see it from many things. I think just this kind of a setup is a nice beginning. I'm going to add scenery and theming here. Looks like we're getting a new shop and stall as well. So let's think about what the path through here is going to look like. I think it's going to look a little bit like this. It's going to go straight along, which means it would be prudent to do something like this, modify it, and we do a little wiggly back and forth, wiggle, 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 as we head up to this way. I like the idea of a maze on this island with like a roller coaster that goes over it. So that might be what we do. All right, we build the exit for the pirate thing, make sure there's a no entrance sign. I think we can go ahead and delete, now that we actually have something over here, I think we can go ahead and open this. I'm going to lower the swings down to 7, so it's just a nice and quick, high throughput ride. We're talking like 50 cents to get on. You paid to get into the park. The rides aren't that expensive. We can get rid of that sign now, so people can come up over here. There are things to do. We should definitely put like a bench and a couple bins here. I'm going to say no minimum waiting time. Ideally wait for a full load, but do have a 60-second maximum wait. So the car ride seems very popular. People seem to like it. Car ride 1 was great. People are enjoying it. That's fantastic news, right? And the queue is full. I think people aren't getting bored in the queue. I'm going to be making what I call a fake maze. And basically the idea is it's stupid when people get lost in mazes. So if I make a maze that you literally can't get lost in and is just like basically a tour of the local area, that's the goal. It's meant to be pretty and interesting. That's it. It's a maze that isn't a maze. So I want the entrance to be here and the exit to be here. The basic premise is you come in and you just follow the maze and then you come out and you presumably have what I would consider to be acceptable levels of fun. And then all through the middle of the maze, we will put interesting trees. You're walking through some trees. You know what? Let's also do a giraffe and a weird little hippo thing. Some cool statues. Maybe, oh, look, a couple sprinklers towards the end. That's how you know you're halfway. Literally 10 cent. That's all it is. It's a 10 cent maze. We open it. Let's also make sure we do the classic place a barrier so people don't go through here. And then a couple of benches to make people happy. Now we did unlock a new thing. We got the pirate ship. We got the maze. Oh, we got the log flume. Log flumes are awesome. People love log flumes. We did get the chip shop. Let's go ahead and put a chip shop over here. We will just open it at default price. Super don't care. Man, people love this car ride. People are loving the car ride. Pirate ship is also quite popular. Maze, not so popular. I am going to go ahead and make some changes to the maze. I'm going to go ahead and say just get like, you can have up to 64 people in it. Keeps them busy. Basically, the idea of the maze is it's a really cheap and easy ride for people to get on and have an okay time. I'm not ready to build a chairlift. I am down to my last like 2,500 cash, and I think I could raise the price of my park up to 20 now. I think I've earned that. I would love to build a log flume. And I think a log flume overlooking this maze is actually the play. Now there is a little trick we can use with the log flume to make it ever so slightly more exciting, is to have an exit over here, literally just an exit. This means people don't have to sit through the boring, like I go up through the flume, that part. Now that said, we are going to have to make some modifications here because we cannot get into this. A little bit of terraforming required. It's fine. So that's where the exit goes, and the entrance goes all the way over here, I think. And the idea is you go up, you have some fun, and then you get off here. This way you skip one boring up part, and you can never get on that up part, because why would you? Oh shoot, the maze is trapping people. I made an error. Should be fine now. So I think we want a couple of S-bends. We definitely want at least one reverse turntable and an on-ride photo section. So I'm thinking you should come out and immediately splash down. We do a quick little on-ride photo section. Boom. You're out over the water, nice and pleasant. We come back up. This time we don't stop, and then you loop back. What's the support limit on this thing? Okay, so we need to start going down here to not hit our support limit. And then it's a big splash, and then a gentle increase. We go to here. This is where you get your reverse turntable. Boom. And then you're back down for your final splash. No, second last splash. We'll do one more. Nah, I changed my mind. Final splash. And there you go. You got a very beautiful log flume that can do the trick. We could potentially make this better, because the longer a log flume is, the better. That's the thing about log flumes, is like they get better the longer they are, and the more they like self-intersect as well. Oh, I'm ever so slightly out of shot. What if I move this reverse turntable? I go up 2 tiles sooner. Oh hey, we unlocked swans. Put the reverse turntable here. Boom. We delete this. Yeah, now we're cooking with diesel. Where the photo section is doesn't actually matter, but I think this is what I would consider to be like an S tier log flume, honestly. So continuous circuit mode, we want logs for sure. No minimum waiting time. Do wait for a full load. Have a maximum waiting time at least. The on-ride photo price I think should be like $350, because people can only ever buy them once, so you want them to pay a lot for this. And then I'll call this like this is a €1 ride. Okay, this thing costs money to build. It's going to cost money to maintain. This is I don't want to say it's my magnum opus, but it's one of the best rides I've ever made. We got a nice little weird spiral for an entrance too. Based. We're talking this thing's got potential. We're going to open it. Look how many log flumes there are. Oh baby, log flumes can never crash as well. Now I'm expecting this to be a popular ride. I'm expecting people to come to my park to get on the log flume. Something I totally forgot to do is to make sure I set all of these new rides to 10-minute maintenance cycles, so they get maintained on a regular schedule. We are starting to deal with some breakdowns. I'm going to go ahead and add another mechanic. Oh yeah, it's popular. It's very popular. So what are the thoughts? Already got a park map, clean and tidy. Car 1 was great. I'm not thirsty. I'm hungry. I need to go to the toilet. Excellent. This is a pretty long ride. Oh, the pathway isn't completed. That's important, actually. So like there's a little bit of a velocity bump. There's a little bit of altitude. I'll keep these guys up here, and you can watch them go about their ride. Honestly, it's one of the best parts of Rollercoaster Tycoon was just watching people go on the things. It's insane to me that this game came out like when I was a kid, and a better roller coaster game has not been made. Seriously, this game has not been matched. I super think a kiosk is valuable right there. Every time a guest walks up to a stall, they have a chance to buy a map, which means this having 2 possible touchstones as someone is walking past it means the possibility for them to buy a map is rather high. But yeah, log flume, super popular ride. People love log flumes. People love the pirate ship too, honestly. Nearly 5 excitement rating, nearly 3 intensity rating, very low nausea rating, which means just it's not necessary to provide that many benches after it. I think that's going to allow me to add like 5 to my admission price. Now, what's the max admission price here? Oh, it's pretty high. These guys got a lot of money I can milk out of them. People are still coming at 25. I'm going to keep an eye over here. Also, I'm trying not to use advertising because I read that it's actually like super easy to beat almost any park if you just spam advertising. So I'm trying to avoid advertising. So what about 30? Will people still come at 30? No, 30 is too high. So let's go down to 28. What about 30 again? 29. 28 looks like the current limit that will still attract guests. So we're going to sit at 28. In fact, I'm going to go one step down to 27. Ooh, we just unlocked the balloon stall. Now the balloon stall is a fantastic stall because people just like balloons, and also people can buy multiple balloons because they can always lose them. So it just tends to like make you a decent amount of cash if you just sprinkle these throughout your park. Since I've run out of cash, I'm going to start playing at a slightly higher speed with the goal of bringing in actual profit. My company value is up to 49,000, park value is at 68, which is good. So we should see cash flow in. We'll also get research faster now. I'm trying not to build multiples of every ride, something I'm trying to avoid. I decided to build a cute little like relaxation area for my people. It's just like a little Zen garden. There was this like piece of my park that had no use, right? So I thought, I'd just pop in like a little loop that people can walk around and chill in. There's benches there. Sure, it might make people get lost, but whatever. I don't care about that. What I care about is that I made my park look a little bit nicer when zoomed out, I think what I might do is have it be a one-way loop so it doesn't act as a guest trap. So it's like, hey, on your way out, enter into the meditation gardens, and then you can loop back this way. So I'm going to go ahead and put a no entrance sign over this one. And the idea is I want people to loop around it. I don't want them to like constantly be back and forth through it. I don't want them wasting too much time in there. So I'm going to say, hey, yeah, just go this way if you want. Every now and again, you can just go, you know. We have created a candy floss stall. I'll go ahead and pop that down there. I guess the default price of like €1-ish is fine. Giving your guests variety is important, in my opinion. Can I not pop the balloons? How do you pop the balloons? Now, we did actually unlock a new ride, and the ride that we unlocked is actually another water ride. We got the dinghy slide. The dinghy slide can be a dangerous one in the sense that it can crash, which is not ideal. I would really love to have a couple more rides to fill in this space, but I'm okay with that for now being not the case. The question is, where am I going to put this dinghy slide? Like, if we look at like an average sized one, I think I would like it to be out over the water, and since they can be quite narrow, I'm thinking something about this size looks good. I am doing a little bit of terraforming, but it's mostly just to give myself just a smidge of extra room on this dinghy project. My goal is if I can fit this demon drop at ground level, then it means I can build a reasonable one of these in this area. It does kind of go against the whole thing I said about terraforming, but it's not like, it doesn't mean I can't do any terraforming. It means I'm just going to try to not do like, I'm trying to keep the land roughly looking the same that it did in terms of like shape and feel, but I'm okay to make modifications when it feels appropriate for the type of ride that I want to make or the style of the park that I'm building, right? I don't want to just like completely raise the land or lower the land, right? Appropriate measured modifications. But I have run out of cash, so I'm just going to go turbo speed for a little while. Hopefully we get some more gentle and thrill rides. I haven't optimized my park for cash generation. If I was doing that, I would just be spamming the same ride over and over and over again. Hey, we got an award, the tidiest park. That's really nice. All right, boom. I'm just going to go ahead and build the demon drop and then probably customize it to my own liking. Let's go ahead and open the demon drop. That's going to be another ride. It's going to attract more guests to my park. It's going to generate revenue for me. I'm pretty happy with that one. Let's also make sure we don't have any pointless people walking down this road pointlessly. Basically just clearly marking, hey, this is the exit of the ride. You don't need to go this way. I think it would be a really good idea to put a bathroom right after this ride for people coming off of it. I expect people will make use of that. It's generally, in my opinion, a good idea to put bathrooms in the pathway of rides. So as people come off, they could be like, oh, but I really like this whole, like, people can walk down this loop and take a moment at a bench, but you can't go this way. You can only go one way around the loop. And the idea is this is like a guest trap, keeping them in the park for longer. But they have a chance. They can go this way, or they can go this way, or they can keep going on the loop. Oh, we're in debt. Okay, we should see the debt problem get better though as time goes on. I just go to turbo speed. We'll attract new guests. I can probably honestly raise the price now to like 35, and we should start to see cash flow increase. Oh, hey, we just got a new ride. It is the swinging inverter ship. This could be a great addition to this part of the park to increase the density of rides and to generally increase the vibes. Let's see, yeah, I'm thinking right here feels good. Put the entrance here, exit there. There's a nice exit. We'll go ahead and build ourselves the entrance too. Let's make sure we set this to like the minimum swings. We'll call it, 50 cents to get on this thing. Most of our money comes from admissions, so we don't want to charge much for the actual rides. Go ahead and set that to open. Make sure that we close, like, I know I go over it. I go over it and I go over it and I go over it and I go over it, right? But you gotta make sure you put the exit signs. Like, don't go down here. There's nothing down here. You won't have fun. And then a few benches for people, a couple bins, a couple benches out here, keeping people happy. Let's get ourselves another handyman and another mechanic just to keep things above board, well maintained. People do like the swinging inverter, which is fantastic. But as far as I can tell, we've basically hit our goal. We just need a few more guests in the park. We don't have a burger stall, so it's probably a good idea to pop one down over here and open it. It's going to set the same burger price. The baseline price, I like to slightly increase the prices. I'm not running a goddamn charity here, okay? This is a business. I need to make money. And I like to put drinks near my food stands. Open that up, same price. $2 for a drink is a pretty good deal. I would like a kiosk, and I think a kiosk, honestly, kiosk here, those feel like really nice and close together. I think in a kiosk right here kind of catches some of this people towards the end of the park. When the rains come, they're going to be more likely to be amenable. Totally good idea to put a souvenir shop at the entrance of the park. People can buy cuddly toys. toys before they leave or as they enter. I'm gonna say like $5 for a cuddly toy. Feels about right. And then I'm gonna pop a cuddly toy shop right here too. Now the cool thing about the cuddly toy shops is they also sell balloons. So, let's also get ourselves a couple of entertainers to keep people happier. Happier guests are willing to spend more money on stalls and stuff, and they'll be around for longer. Oh yeah, people are loving the demon drop. It's great. Now it's probably not making a whole bunch of money per hour, which is per year essentially in this game, compared to this thing, which is just like log flumes are gold mines, like literal just money printers. I am actually quite curious. What is my most profitable ride? I want to see profit per hour, sort. Yeah, the log flume, the demon drop, the pirate ship is pretty good. The boat hire is doing okay. How do people feel about the boat hire? I could probably up that price just a smooch. It's like pretty profitable, eh? How's the car ride? Car ride's actually quite profitable. It's not as popular as it used to be. I'm gonna bump that price up just a scooch to see if people are willing to pay that. The haunted house is not making the money. Some of these things need to be refreshed. Let's go ahead and close them down. We're gonna do a little refurbish. Boom. Raise the price one notch and then open. People should be more willing to get on. Merry-go-round. We're gonna do the same thing. It's a little old. We're going to close it down. We give it the old refurbish, which refreshes its pricing. And we're going to go ahead and open it. The twist, we don't quite need to do that one yet. And the haunted house doesn't need to be making money because what it does is it invites people to the park, right? The fact that the haunted house is here creates a demand for guests to come to the park. Oh yeah, pop those balloons. Oh, pop. This one is elusive. I guess that balloon earlier was just like especially resilient. Holy shit, this balloon is made of balloonitanium. I think this is the kind of park that I feel like is more appropriate for the land that the park was on, right? I don't think it makes sense to build a lot of roller coasters in this particular park. Like I've got a lot of water themed things. It's a very gentle park. It's a very chill park. I think this was the play, so to speak. We have 750 guests at the end of October year 3 with a park rating of at least 600. So I would say we've achieved our goal. We did get access to go-karts. Now that also feels like a nice ride for this park. And in fact, this area over here could host the go-karts pretty well. I just want to check, are there any of these that I haven't built yet? I don't remember building a pizza stall. I'll pop a pizza stall right there. $2 for a pizza seems like a good price. May as well put a drink stall right beside it. I need to go to the toilet is a pretty common refrain in my park. So let's have a look at where that's happening. It looks like a decent number of people that are walking around this area need to go to the toilet. So I'm going to go ahead and pop another toilet here. It just seems like a popular place to need to go to the bathroom. I'll pop that toilet right there. Maybe it'll capture some demand. There's a decent amount of demand for toiletries over here. I'll pop a toilet right beside this place. Because remember, if people need to go to the bathroom and they're not able to, they will lose satisfaction with your park. And the happier people are, the better. So hopefully we can bring the number of guests with this thought. Now it looks like it only got worse. I'm going to go ahead and delete the toilets that are behind entrances. I've decided that that's a bad move because I think what's happening is guests are trying to get to them and they can't because they're behind a closed entrance thing. So I'm going to go ahead and demolish those for now. And I'm going to go ahead and say that that's actually a bad idea, what I was doing there. It's far better to put a toilet in line with or adjacent to an exit, like this one, and this one. I should see the number of guests with that desire go down. Looks like we've almost completely taken care of the need over here. Toilet 7. Oh, it's floating. Oh yeah, we should see the money flow in as people buy our umbrellas. Okay, looks like our ride broke down. Let's buy ourselves another mechanic. Okay, what's up with the boat hire? Oh, the people don't want to go in it while it's raining. That's fair. That's valid. Valid salad. Great time to close down this and refurb it. Okay, we've definitely brought down I need to go to the toilet. We've got a few it's too crowded here's. I think a little bit of it's too crowded here is fine. This park doesn't really lend itself to distributing guests evenly very well. But I think we've basically won this mission now, which I'm super happy with. And like, I barely even used all the land. Like there's so much more potential in this park. We haven't even built go-karts. We're still researching like observation tower. I'd call this a successful run though. So I'm probably gonna go ahead and just speed until the victory and just let things be as they may. I'll probably pay off my loan, say I built a successful park. All that matters now is running it, ideally not into the ground. Occasionally when a new ride is, created, we should add it to the park. Like I think an observation tower somewhere over here could be kind of neat. It would increase the density of this zone too. There is something to be said for like putting it out over here. I think right there is good. 20 meters feels like a good height for this. So I'll go up to about 25-ish. I'll build the exit. Let me make sure that this is in line with the ground. Exit there, entrance here. Now we also need to build the path. Really annoying that vegetation doesn't stay hidden. This will be a 50-cent ride. No wait time. Ideally wait for a full load. Maximum wait time of this. No cabins can change. We'll go ahead and open it. Actually, you know what? It's going to be a 20-cent ride. Just we want to get people on it. Just siphoning off the cash so they run out. And the great thing about this is it's going to attract yet another group of guests to the park. It increases the number of guests that my park can support. So that's why you want to build even these crappy rides. If you're doing a thing like I'm doing, where I'm only allowed to have one copy of each ride, building it actually does. Guests are complaining about what? So let me see. Highlight path issues. All right, yeah, I'm going to double the number of handymen. I'm going to triple the number of handymen I have. I think I can afford to do it, and it will keep my bins a little cleaner. So I'm happy to do that. We have very few path issues, though. I'm quite happy with that. Love that path issue map mode. Oh yeah, look at the money flowing in. Keep repaying those loans. Park value has gone up consistently. Weekly profit has kind of spiraled, but mostly because I've been spending. Now I'm no longer spending. We spent like a decent amount in interest. I really don't think it's worth it to pay off your loan in this game. I like this park though, right? You know, we got like a decent amount of guests. We got people riding around. So 7th of June, we're going to get the launched free fall, another ride we can add to just bump up the total amount of guests we can get. Just make the park just a little bit nicer, right? Just add a little zhuzh to the park. Here's the thing. I didn't build any of my roller coasters this game, but I only had the classic mini coaster. And honestly, I kind of like this style of play for maps like this. Feels hard to build roller coasters on this map. So let's do the launched free fall. I think here is a totally acceptable place. Let's do this to be a 40 meter-ish, 40 meters. Exit here, entrance here. Let's do a test and we can up the launch speed. The launched free fall is a great ride for making money. So I think 86 kilometers per hour, no wait time, wait for a full load, max wait time. We're gonna call this a €1 ride. Quick and easy, hop on, hop off, get paid, well, not that, but get on, get off, have a good time like me and your mom do. So hopefully people will be jumping on, having a full time, and then immediately they're off and off they go. It'll make good money. Ooh, we got the motion simulator. Now that's exciting. Okay, so we've more or less like densely packed over here. I'm trying to just make sure I'm not leaving land on the table. Ooh, I could fit this really nicely over here. I mean, I know I have so much land, right? I get it. I could totally be way more judicious or whatever with my land use, but it's fine. I'm gonna set this to be like, this is like a 50-cent ride. Thrill Riders, wait for full load, avenging aviators, what's the pleasure? It's pretty intense, but what's Thrill Riders like? Thrill Riders is a little bit more intense. People might like this because it's an intense ride, right? We're gonna go ahead and open it. I want people to go in there. It'll have decent throughput, is the hope. And again, it's another ride. It'll attract more guests to my park. The more guests that come to my park, the more probability that they will be willing to get on other things. The more money I get through my doors. You know, I think I could easily raise this price up to like 45 now. I think my park offers €45 worth of value. Like if you really just look at what's possible here, I could totally invest in decorations to increase the value of my rides. Like for example, this swing right here, or this slide rather. If I were to go in here and I just, you know, I put down like some wooden barrels, it would very, very slightly increase the value of the ride. I don't know if that's really worth it. I mean, it would get me a little bit more park rating and like people would enjoy it more. I don't think it's necessary. I just don't. God, this log flume is printing money for me. I'm increasing the price of the log flume by 20%. And also, you know what? This demon thing, it's going up by 20% too. I am expecting to win soon. What is it? October I need to win? July, August, October. So we're pretty close to a victory here. I might be able to get one more thing, like a popcorn stall. I think stalls do attract guests, but not very many. It is good to build them. I will say that. It is good to build stalls because they do attract guests. That's something you should be doing. It is recommended. Hey, people are running out of cash. That's actually good news because it means you need to get the hell out of here. Yeah, you can't afford anything. Get the hell out of my park. You've been squozen dry. There's no more value you can provide. Like people leaving is actually good because it means fresh money comes into the park. All right, sweet. Let's go ahead and build the popcorn stall. Boosh. We'll open it. I'll probably build 2 of those. I remember there used to be like a myth that like the popcorn was salty, so people would get thirstier and pay more for drinks. But I think just eating in general makes guests thirstier. This is like a thing that they do. This observation tower is not very popular. It's because it's not very thrilling. Its intensity rating is low. I mean, you compare the observation tower with this jumpy jump thing, very clearly the bias. I think this is a park you can be proud of though. It's super dense. It's super busy, which is kind of what you want. Wait, why is nobody going on this? What's wrong? Oh, people like it. It's not super popular. Everyone wants to go on the cool new rides over here. I get it. The thrill seekers will gravitate to the most thrilling rides. It's fine. Oh, sorry, it's July, August, September, October. Yeah, so we're just gonna let time pass. I think we very easily beat this mission. But here's the thing. I don't remember doing this as a kid. I don't remember actually going through and playing all the levels. I used to just play Forest Frontiers over and over and over again because I just loved that level. So there's actually certain rides that I'm not super familiar. Like I don't really remember making the motion simulator all that often. Some of these things I'm super familiar with. We did get a top spin, which is kind of cool, but I'm not gonna build anything else. I don't think there's a point. We did what I would consider to be our best. We made a profitable park. park, we achieved our goal. We even got a couple of awards. We got the tidiest park. I'm pretty sure we got some other award as well. It's kind of fun watching the log flume boats zip down around here at maximum speed. But you can just see log flumes have such good throughput, as do the car ride thing, because the amount of boats on them is dictated by the length of the track, not the length of the station. So super, super valuable there. We also got access to space rings, which I don't know what the hell those are. Oh, it's a cool flat ride. Guests are complaining about certain things. I don't care, honestly, at this point. I think we've managed to win. My park rating kind of like peaked and dipped a little, but I would say this is not really a dip. This is more of like just a mild decline. The disgusting state of my park. Really? A couple more of these guys, a few more entertainers, and a mechanic. Honestly, it could be a mistake to hire entertainers because it might mean that guests who should leave your park stay for longer, and therefore you get less money turnover. So I might actually try not hiring entertainers in my next run to try and let guests just be mad. You know what I'm saying? But we basically got through all of the rides. So company value, I'd call that a very, very nice run. We never built the chairlift, but we never needed to, right? We had way more room than we ever needed because I like building the dense park. The dense park feels really, really nice. But I'm going to call that the end of this episode. If you want to check out the rest of the Patreon series, please do check out the Patreon, patreon.com/PotatoMcWhiskey, and you can see Rollercoaster Tycoon videos once a week until I basically finish the game. So thank you guys very much for watching. I love you all very much. Go ahead and pop some balloons. Show some love in the comments. Bye-bye.